Mics ain't on. We recording, just letting everybody know. Don't say no
turn on
shit
your
that
personal business.
I'll tell y'all what to edit out.
Right, that part is
I'll
don't tell because he won't.
I ain't
He
done
won't edit
shit.
shit. I be like, bro, I don't want that on there.
That
He gonna be-
shit, it's all good content. It be fun.
Love
What
her.
happened?
I love her. Yeah. Crazy ass Leos.
Motherfucker was risking my life for this shit. Why 100 niggas pull up?
Oh, wow. Of course.
I swear to God, I'm like, nigga.
That
That shit across the street from niggas' gardens. I'm
I'm
like, they hood day or some shit.
In the projects.
Oh, okay. Where is that?
Some dangerous ass projects right up the street.
Right up the street.
Over there.
Central
Yeah.
Imperial.
And if you blink, you miss it.
100 whoopers, nigga. Niggas hopped out red shoes on, red shorts.
That's why I be like, oh, y'all done
This
had
is
nothing
not
on.
fucking cute, my nigga. Only reason I went is I got my little red little shit on. I'm like, y'all should have did this shit.
At least the message is good.
Yeah, they say unity on the back and everything. I'm like, nigga, they wouldn't have cared about none of that
Do you hear
shit.
me? They wouldn't have gave a shit about none of that.
I'm like, wait, fuck up. I'm like, huh? Yeah, they ass like, I don't speak fucking English. I'd have to shoot my way out that motherfucker.
I don't know none of what y'all talking about, but I'll take in the same.
Cause they don't gang bang like that in New York. And they got gangs, but
I mean, I wouldn't know. My mom didn't keep me around.
They said we don't
Like,
have gangs in Indiana.
I
from
know.
Indiana.
Yeah.
What part?
Fort Wayne.
Military brat.
No, it's a fake base. Ain't
Oh,
nothing there. That's what I always say. Growing up, like, I please hope the terrorists don't think that we like at our army base, cause we ain't doing shit up there.
Nothing.
We ain't building no bombs. We ain't doing
But
nothing.
that's the ones even here. There's a base, there's an Air Force base in Amsterdam.
Bless
Nothing
you.
goes on over there. It's a
Bless you.
store and a grocery store.
Yeah.
They know where the secret's at, though, trust me.
Yeah, cause I'm like, please.
Oh, yeah, I delivered there before.
It's Fort Wayne.
Nah, that.
Oh,
The
that's
Else
I know
Carolina.
it.
What's that? What's that?
I've been all over Indiana though.
Which part?
Shit, Indianapolis. What's that little city when you first get in there? Terre Haute or some
Terre
shit
Haute.
like that? Yeah, that. I've been all over that motherfucker.
That's close to. That's where Indiana State is.
Yeah. Indiana, cool, it ain't like it's white as I thought it was gonna be.
We ain't go to the right part.
Mic check.
oh,
I thought that shit was gonna be all corn huskers.
yeah, that's what I be thinking.
We have
Tell us not
pockets.
like this. So I'll be like, let me give it the benefit of the
We have small pockets.
My headphones ain't doing shit.
No, I'm not alone.
Are my headphones
No.
plugged in?
It's you. That's it.
You ever just have to start pointing that shit at niggas when they talk. You don't have to be a fucking camera
I
person.
don't mind.
Hey, my headphones plugged in? Cause I can't hear shit.
Some of the fat rolls and
Blah, 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 blah. I can't hear myself. I can't hear anybody. I'm fucking deaf. I still can't hear me.
Hey, I need the information
I
before
can't
you
hear
leave
shit.
where Monique took the kids to their bike.
It's in Palm Springs.
So I
But-
can say,
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be 200 fucking degrees out.
I don't care about the heat. I just didn't want to drive all the way to
Can't hear
Palm
shit.
Springs, ride the dune buggies, then drive
Something.
all the
I can't
way
hear
back.
shit. Oh, I hear it.
Wait, how far is Palm Springs?
2 hours?
Damn. That's the limit.
Yeah.
Right. Most people go and stay like a weekend and
Yeah.
then come back.
That's the desert.
Is that what? Oh, y'all close to
Yeah,
Palm
I
Springs,
don't
huh?
like that.
A lot of people go there to the
45
time.
minutes.
Oh, yeah. I'll drive 1 hour versus 2 from my
Yeah.
house.
But they got that shit in like Pismo Beach or something. That probably be close to y'all. And it probably won't be as fucking hot.
Okay, I'd rather do it at the beach.
Cause what the fuck is Pismo Beach at?
Nigga, I don't know.
That's up north,
Boom,
huh?
boom, boom, boom. I can barely hear myself though on some real shit, nigga. Turn me up. Oh, there I go. Yeah. Yo,
Yeah.
bit more. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Nigga. Yes.
Do you hear me? Extra with it. Extra. Read all
Nigga,
about it.
you gotta hear my last episode of Too Much Game to see the audio, nigga.
Did you figure out your equipment?
What you just said?
The last episode of Too Much Game.
You gotta
the
see
audio.
it. Oh, secure the audio.
No, so you can hear it.
Oh, okay.
And you told me to use the filters and shit, so I turned them on.
Oh, okay. You ready?
Secure the
That's
audience.
why I'm like, that's the name of the episode?
The white towel dynamic, nigga.
You want to do the intro?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you do it any for us. I'm just making sure.
Hell yeah, I'm like,
I'm here.
you motherfucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know having that fan on is gonna blow into the mic. Me personally, I don't think it's as bad because it's needed. It's a lot of-
It
Yeah.
be something,
Niggas
my
gonna have to
nigga.
deal with this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
They just gonna have to deal with that
But
shit.
fuck it, it's hot, nigga. This is what
Right.
it is.
It just is what it is. That's what Michelle Obama said.
And we got a spectrum of black, so it's
There
gonna create
we go.
friction. You
Uh-huh.
got dark skin, brown, light, dark. Like it's hot.
It's hot. It's fine. Give me that. 'Cause
Oh, I can say, are we already live?
no.
No, don't. No, wait.
Why? What?
Because we only got an hour and shit.
Is that the footage that ultimately makes it to YouTube?
That shit.
is our YouTube.
That camera.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
our Instagram footage.
Okay.
And then
So he gonna have to turn
he
around so they
made
can
it from
see his face and
Facebook.
shit.
So we're just trying to figure that shit
And
out right
Instagram.
now. And Instagram. So I do it from my page, our Cat vs. Dog page here.
Okay.
And then from there.
I don't know how much it's picking up, but if you go more in the angle you come that way, he probably can be in next one.
No, he in the shot.
Oh, he cool?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, he good?
Steady, kind of turn towards the end.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to turn it up, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then that way we can always get
You bring,
So they can see your face.
you can
Yes.
take the mic with you so you
Oh.
can
You may want to use that.
Yeah. I didn't want to move it because I'm like this set up precisely then.
Nah, you good.
Okay.
Fuck it.
I could barely hear you, not close.
Nigga, I'm gonna get close when I get to talking to this motherfucker.
That's what I said. Ben already mad at me because I put that thing in his hand like that.
What?
You missed it earlier, don't worry about it.
In the window.
Yeah. We're very inappropriate.
Trust me.
And
You
it-
understand how it goes.
And they started it though, so I don't. What? Boy, you full line bullshit of the day.
Y'all ready?
Born ready.
Yes.
Excited.
Nah,
We ain't started yet. You thought we started?
It just
She
even
swears
that
she not gullible. But she fell for that one.
even with guests, he would do it. I didn't fall for it, but I was like, he's gonna do it.
No. Start the music, nigga. Good afternoon, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. Welcome to the Cat vs. Dog podcast with my lovely co-host CJ. I'm gonna starting with her and shit.
You're an idiot.
Myself, anonymous. Nobody needs to know my fucking name.
Young Dolemite.
Alright, I'll let her say it.
Yes.
And our special guest,
Special guest.
hailing from the Good News Radio Network,
Network.
the Get Right Radio Show. Y'all gonna introduce yourselves, or should I say y'all names, or how we gonna do this?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. However you want to do this.
Kelvin.
Yes.
But pew pew pew, and I have my own sound effects. Pew pew
No,
pew.
he giving them to you, and
That's
no,
it.
none other.
And the baddest bitch on the
Oh,
block,
that's period.
Eric Devonte.
Keep it consistent.
That's
Always. Period. Straight like that.
How are y'all doing?
We're super glad to have you guys. First of all.
Thank you for
Thank
having us.
Yeah.
No, really, thank you for having us. We are a fan of y'all podcast, so we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just over here perspiring calmly.
Yeah.
Listen.
Listen, I just thought it was like just a little glisten. This will make you look shiny on camera,
Right.
that's all.
Shows I'm moisturized.
But yeah, that's
There
all
we
it
go.
is.
What kind of moisturizer do you use, Monte?
So this is black body body butter.
Mhm.
It's called No Means Body Butter. Shout outs to her. So I'm trying to do everything black on right now.
Mhm,
And that's good. Keep your body right. Because you know how black people can't just use lotion.
No.
And I think that's a misconception. A lot of black people only use lotion. So I use body butter so that way I don't get dry.
Do you use lotion, hand? You know what?
Every now and then.
See, light skinned niggas.
We don't
They
have
don't
to.
have to. They
Yeah.
don't have
No,
to.
it is.
Now, see, I'm caramel. Okay, go ahead.
It's the elbow test. Test his elbows.
What, scratch
what?
it?
Yeah, see, no, see if they gonna scratch you.
No, they
Like
will
when I was
scratch.
younger, I legit have a phobia of elbows. Because when I was younger, someone actually scratched my whole like arm with me off of the elbow, and it caused like me to bleed. So I'm like really subconscious about everybody's elbows. So like my elbows are really, really soft, and if your elbows are crusty, I can't trust you.
That's nasty.
I feel like that makes sense like a motherfucker. Cause
That's
I've
nasty.
had that happen in bed.
What in bed?
The woman had some ashy elbow, scratched the fuck out of me.
I have never heard this shit a day in my life.
What the hell is she doing?
Wait a minute.
You know how you get out the shower and you be real like dry and shit?
Yeah.
Like she just hopped out, she didn't moisturize, she just laid in bed, my nigga, then she like rolled past. I'm like, the fuck is that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me get this camera right with our people for the moment. I am a person who takes a shower, I exfoliate, I use the loofah, I do all the extra things, but when I get out, I don't put on lotion. If I'll put on. Why you gotta do me like that? Okay, so if I'm gonna be intimate, I'll put on some oil.
Okay, yeah.
I'll
that's
put on
good.
like a body oil or something like that. And I put lotion on my feet. I put lotion, and I really don't even use lotion. Like you said, I use shea butter
Right.
to really penetrate the skin, really keep it moisturized, really keep it soft. That's what I do. But I'm not a lotioner. I'm not dry though either.
Come on, Mom.
Macaroni in a pot.
Did you hear me?
No.
But you don't feel the friction? Because like, if I don't moisturize the minute, like I'll sit in front of the fan for the first 5 minutes I get out the shower, but if I don't, after a while, I start to feel like really dry and everything starts to like.
I was like, I don't know
Break out,
because
I don't
that is
like
too
that.
thick.
No.
I like coconut oil. I use like maybe some tea tree oil
I
or
use
some
coconut.
argan oil.
Yeah, I
Do
do
that,
that.
but
Tea
like
tree is
I don't
cool.
like lotion. It reminds me like high school, especially like coconut butter. It reminds you of high school. And you know how you used to use that coconut butter for other things other than moisturizing your
Oh
elbows.
no, I
So
know what you're-
I
know what
just
you're
don't want that
talking
much
Wait a
cocoa
minute.
butter
No.
smell.
Right.
No.
What were we
What?
using?
I never
No,
heard
no.
Hold on, no, Eric. Eric have my back.
No, why? Because I didn't.
No. Y'all didn't. Don't say that.
Y'all.
Coconut butter was not y'all weapon of choice in high school.
What was your weapon of choice?
What was that?
Weapon for what?
Weapon when you were alone by yourself
Yeah,
and
I
family
remember
was
that.
gone.
Right.
The dollar store.
In the dollar store, coconut lotion.
With the brown
all
cap?
like
That watery
shit.
by yourself.
That shit.
That's why I can't use that because it automatically takes me back to those high school memories. I'm like, oh.
Was that your weapon of choice?
Whatever lubricant was available.
Oh, so it don't even matter. Whoever read.
Right.
Baby oil, it don't matter.
Right.
Especially baby oil. I think baby oil was my favorite.
Oh,
Because
see.
baby oil slip.
Hell yeah, it was the slipperiest. I use baby oil to this
What was
day.
your weapon of choice?
I don't have no weapon of choice, baby. No.
But you guys tell like what
No.
men use nowadays, like how soft the dick is. You can tell what they were using.
I
You
cannot.
can tell what they was
Okay.
using based upon like what type of
So,
moisturizer.
wait. So what you're saying
Because
is,
like you ain't messing with a dude that's just a little rough. I'm like, why is this nigga dick?
I've never had rough dick. I've had hook dick, but I ain't had
But
rough dick.
sometimes some niggas are like little rough. It's not like soft. Like
Patchy?
No, not like patchy,
That's
but it's just a little
Patchy?
rough.
That's excellent.
So you can tell they just did it. That is excellent. You get eczema on your bing bing, we can talk about
No,
it.
listen, you can get eczema anywhere that there is a fold. And the dick has folds.
Shut your motherfucking front door,
Yes. If you can get eczema in the corners of your eye, you can get it in your arm. So I would take it that you could have a little itchy and
If I
scratchy
would
on your
ever
feet.
eczema on my bing bing, cut it off.
Yeah. Listen, you need to
This
put
is our
that.
best episode yet.
You need to put that eczema
2
dick in
minutes
some
in.
rock so that it
Yeah.
can moisturize it.
Now, question, because you
Yes.
know, me being gay, I've never.
Okay.
Do girls need lubricant to do like self pleasure, or does it just like do it itself?
I thought you were gonna actually put lotion on her for JJ.
No,
Well, I think you should moisturize every part of your body.
you don't. No, you don't put nothing in there.
No, not in it, just
But
like
on the top,
surface.
I will rub some coconut oil across the top to keep it smooth. That's what you can put there. But you can't put Vaseline or Johnson & Johnson's. Right, you can't do none of
Okay,
that.
that's
that,
good.
you know. And I wasn't I'm a self-pleasurer if I have an audience. I can't self-pleasure just by myself.
CJ, this is giving porn.
Freaky.
OnlyFans, drop the link.
My cash app is $. Wow, wow.
CHELCYE.
Wow, you just dropped the
The Y came
podcast.
early. The Y came early.
Wait, okay, so what does that mean? Because our old co-host Chris always told us he never masturbated.
Which I thought was
like
a lie.
ever.
I never.
I think it's more normal. I think it's a normal thing to do. Number one, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, but I think it is way more normal for men at an earlier age as they're exploring their sexuality at 16, 17, than it is for girls to say, oh, I'm going to tickle my pussy. I'm good on that. And when I think, when you think penis size and then you think finger size, they don't match up, so go ahead and give me what I came for. And
Ain't
stop
you
playing.
only supposed to play with the clitoris?
I don't know.
You ain't supposed to put your finger in there.
Some on the video
Some
tapes
do.
they do.
But yeah, but I think that's just because they have an audience. But you don't really just do that.
I'm learning now in my older age that a
They
lot
play
of
with
what you
the
see on
clip.
porn isn't what it's supposed to
True.
be.
True.
Yeah.
Very, very,
That shit's
very
for
true.
entertainment. It's like wrestling. It's not real wrestling. It's just the wrestling that you want to watch to entertain yourself.
But the action is
Wow.
actually happening.
Right, that is.
Yeah. But yeah.
Unlike wrestling.
That play with themselves that they do in porn, that ain't it. Just like niggas that eat pussy in porn. Like for the most part, women be telling me that shit ain't it. That nigga ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Just
Who said that?
Really?
The way you really eat pussy is not entertaining.
I have seen some niggas who have
It's all in the
entertained.
mouth of the beholder.
Wait, I'm sorry. Our producer, being ready, it's all in the who?
It's all in the mouth of the beholder.
Exactly.
Ah, what does that mean though?
Everybody got their own technique.
Yeah, it's just
Everybody
the
got their-
technique.
Yeah.
This is true.
So what is
All
the
that staying back, no, that shit don't be.
Some women might be like, some women might like that though. That's what I want people to realize. Your technique is not gonna please everyone. Everybody likes something different. So your technique might kill the game for 10 bitches and you meet that 11th who's like, oh no, I don't like
What
that
are you
shit.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing? So you have to be open to know, hey,
I guess
my
it's
shit is
whether
different.
are you actually doing it for the technique or doing it for the show. So some people just like the show.
I
For the
think
most part, I do it for the reaction.
that is why me and different, but you
I
have
go
to
on how
enjoy
she-
it.
How she enjoys what I'm doing.
Is
If
that
I'm
what
doing
gives you
the
the
wrong
pleasure?
thing, I stop. Yeah, for the most part. It ain't like the motherfucker tastes good.
Okay, so in gay world, is it the same way
We do it for the reaction? Yeah.
for the reaction?
For the reaction.
Or
Unless
do
the lights are on.
you enjoy
If the
it?
lights are off for the reaction, the lights are on, then it's for show.
Lights are on for the reaction. What's that?
No, lights are off is for the reaction, lights are on is for the show.
Yeah, because the lights are off, they can't see us.
You can't see what you're doing, so that way you can just do whatever. But like the lights are on, oh, it's showtime.
If the lights are off, do you have a tendency to get even sloppier with it?
No, it's more.
You're gonna be sloppy regardless.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Because for me, it's execution. Like, if I'm there to do it, I'm here to give you a show.
Okay, why did you call me over here?
Yeah.
Why did you here, Hope?
To get to know you
Well, I CJ.
in a deeper way.
Right.
So wait, before we go down this rabbit hole, we had a few pop topics.
Rabbit hole.
We want, see, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna be jumping to Brandy versus Monica versus battle coming up. I've seen it everywhere. I want to get your guys' take on that.
I'm so excited.
Yeah?
This is iconic. Like, Brandy and Monica are my childhood. Like, Aaliyah is my queen, but like, Brandy and Monica, you couldn't go anywhere in the 90s and not know who Brandy was.
True.
And Monica's just that round-the-way girl that everyone can relate to and has the vocals to back it up. But you also know she'll beat your ass if you talk about how any of her male friends.
Okay.
Monica was one of the girls that hung out with all the guys on the block. So just for them to get together after all these years, after Monica punching Brandy in the face, like,
Brandishing a gun, probably like greatest thing.
Who would you rather hang out with? If we were having a brunch party and you could only choose Brandy or Monica to come to the party with you, who would you choose?
Monica, we gonna smoke.
Yes, who would you choose?
I'm gonna have to say Monica because my wife has proclaimed her as her best friend.
Yes, I'm going with Monica all day because if some shit pop off, she gonna have my back.
I'm going with Brandy because she can hit me with a car and get away.
Boy, listen
She's a
here.
She got a body.
By accident.
She got a body.
Do you get credit for
She
the
got
body
a body.
if it was an
Okay.
accident?
She got a body.
Y'all keep talking about how
She
gangster
got a body.
Monica is, but Brandy killed somebody and got off.
She got a
I
body.
just want to say that.
She's like debacle.
No, Halle Berry did the same
Halle
shit
Berry
too.
and-
Monica Berry killed somebody?
She got a
Yes.
body.
Yes.
Caitlyn
In a
Jenner.
car.
Caitlyn Jenner too?
Yes.
It's a body.
That's everything.
So wait, you get points even if it was an accident?
Yeah.
Then I got a body too then.
What?
I was
CJ might got a bunch of bodies.
Exactly.
CJ done sunk a whole pirate ship.
So I'm gonna get my teardrops. Cuz, Mark.
You seem so bubbly. How'd you get through that?
You know what? A lot of prayer, a lot of self-pleasure
Hallelujah.
with no additional lube. Because God gave it to me.
The
like
wow.
that.
Okay.
Wow.
Right goes in your boots.
No, honestly, I did go to therapy when I got out. There's nobody who's in the military, especially as a black person, who's not affected. We deal with trauma anyway, on a daily basis. So then going and facing something like that, like, was insane. It was really insane. But if black people are nothing else, we're very resilient, even in the most fucked up situations. So, my bad. Prayer, alcohol, lots. I used to be a real live alcoholic. I would get up in the morning, drink hypnotic and coke, and then go and say, I'm here, ready for duty.
I love that. Well, not on the trauma.
Wait,
Not on the trauma.
I love it.
I love your alcoholic.
No, I love that it was hypnotic. That was the drink of your choice.
It was, because it was sweet.
Yeah, people be trying to play me because they be like, what kind of auntie shit is this? Like, if you drink Alizé and hypnotic, but I don't really like the Hennessy's and
You still drink hypnotic?
yes.
Still, we just started.
What's wrong with it?
I had my first bottle maybe a year ago.
What's wrong with
Start
it?
back drinking that shit. That shit was good.
It was good.
And it glow in the dark.
See, this is my thing with you people and your drinks. Buying this 1942 that's $1,000. That's gonna do the same thing as the Everclear.
And the Tito.
What's wrong with Tito?
Nothing's wrong with
Nothing wrong with
Tito.
Tito.
But I'm saying I don't understand why people go out and want to buy these expensive ass bottles that's gonna get you the same result.
Right.
I don't
Because it's
get it.
about showing
It's
off.
the same reason niggas buy Gucci and Louis Vuitton belts. It just looks good. It
But
don't
your
get
Gucci
you there
and
no
Louis last
faster
longer.
or better.
It lasts
belt?
longer. The belt lasts longer than the
So
bottle.
you telling me that a Gucci belt don't last longer than an Old Navy belt?
I don't think so. I think the motherfuckers
You
last
think
the
that
same
they
amount of
equally
time.
lesson? You think they last the same
I don't
amount?
think it lasts the same.
I don't either. Do you think they
I
last?
would hope they don't.
This belt I got on cost me like $3. I got this shit in like 2006.
A lot.
Is it fucked up?
He ain't had that belt since no motherfucking 2006. Now stop.
Remember when niggas was wearing them cargo shorts?
Stop.
Yes, and not the rope belt. Is it
But is it the rope belt?
Show us the belt.
This
Show people the belt.
little fucking loop belt.
Close.
This
It's
little
close.
canvas loop belt.
So listen.
These canvas
It's
loop
the
belts
cloth belt.
used to come. Yeah. And
I
this
thought you
motherfucker
meant
lasts
like a
forever.
Thank you, baby. That's what I meant.
You
A
did.
quality belt.
No, I said
A real-
$3. Ain't no leather belt for $3.
He got the
But
same
for
belt
$3,
like
my belt lasts
got.
forever. Ain't nobody gonna see this motherfucker.
Santiali
It just holds my pants up.
No, we're not gonna get
Huh?
for a cheap belt.
What?
Oh.
Santiali. You can get a $3 belt at
You
Santiali.
can get a
Sure
$3
can.
belt that sells get sent out.
I'm
Maybe
trying to think what
$30.
I buy a belt.
Yeah,
from
$30.
Santi.
About $30.
For a belt.
A $30 Gucci belt.
But
Oh,
fake Gucci belt,
okay.
I think I wear one.
Why?
I might.
As long as it looks
You
Just
don't
on
have
some
no
not
reason
giving a
to
fuck
buy
type
fake shit though. We've talked about this.
Exactly.
You can buy nice
Pop
stuff
out the
that's
bins,
like-
they just gonna assume that motherfucker real.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Except for the black gold hearts that know how to identify little things. Like if there's a third stitch that's supposed to be there, that shit fake.
That's how we would snoop
Yeah.
shoes.
A lot of
I
niggas can count the
tell
dots
that.
between the G.
Is that a thing? Is that like a strategic thing with Gucci? Like how many dots is supposed to be?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 3, but niggas fake ones be having 2 or 4 or some shit.
I
like
do
that.
not know how to catch that shit. I will say, unless it's
Niggas
like
who I know who
majorly
have them, they know the
obvious.
difference. But me, I don't give a fuck. I be like, nigga, so what? Nigga, I got
I have a
you got
real
some
Gucci
money.
belt, but I'm not looking to check to
Yeah,
see if
like,
somebody
nigga.
else's is.
But that's
real.
what I be telling niggas. I'm a homeowner. Nigga,
Yeah, I
go
know.
get one of those first.
Hey,
Okay.
can we get a boom? Thanks, man. Love you so much. You're the best. Okay,
That's why
Meg.
he's the super producer.
Tory Lanez.
Listen,
He shot her.
That
Go ahead.
nigga's
With.
the biggest bitch alive.
he is, and we already knew that Tory shot her, and the confession was like the season finale of The Sopranos. It kind of was like a letdown because we already knew what was happening. We already knew what was going on. But it's disheartening to me that she had to prove her truth. Like instead of people circling around her and say, we know what he did and we're gonna stand with you, they started to question her because she simply went out to the club. She got shot when? Back in July? so her foot can't heal. She has the #1 record in the country. She can't go out and have a drink. So just simply because she went through something traumatic, she can't go out and celebrate something that is rewarding that for the hard work that she's done.
Right.
From the male perspective, tell me why you think she, when she was going through this, that people are rallying around her now. I saw Michael B. Jordan tweet out, I saw Trey Songz tweet out, and a few others. But why didn't they rally around her when this first happened?
Because she's a black woman.
So not because she's a black woman who twerks.
No.
Do you think that that's the issue?
No, I think it's because she's a black woman. If Tory Lanez would have shot Angela Rye, we still would have questioned why Angela Rye got shot.
That's what you feel.
I feel that. I honestly feel that. And I think that no matter what the woman's position is and what she's doing, we're going to question it. Just like with Kamala Harris. A lot of people have their different how they feel about Kamala.
Yeah.
And if Kamala was to get shot, what'd she do to get shot? Well, who'd she do? Oh, was she locked up them people, didn't she? Oh, was she? We would question why she got shot instead of the fact that she got shot. Like when the first rumors came out that Megan beat Tory ass and that's why she shot her. Tory is a leprechaun, I understand.
Sure.
But still, you don't have to shoot her.
So
You
no
have
excuse.
your security was there. Your security could have held her back. Why are you shooting the woman? And I think that's the issue. She's a black woman, and a lot of times we push our black women's stories to the side and not let their voices be heard until somebody else comes and validates their story.
Do you agree with that theory? I want to get your individual theories on why we feel like she wasn't protected.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Because she's a black woman.
But just because she's a black woman.
Yeah, there's really nothing more to it. Like, we discuss this all the time. Like, black women are at the bottom. We're seen as at the bottom of the societal totem pole. Like, there's just no regard for them. When it comes to sexual assault, we'll always find a way, especially if a man is a public figure that has given us, like, music or culture, we'll always find a way to try and cape for that man, but the woman has to be wrong. Even with Rihanna and Chris Brown, like, sometimes we make it a discussion about colorism. We still was like, no, Rihanna's Asian, she probably beat Chris Brown's ass. It's like, look at these pictures. Like, regardless what set it off, there's no reason. And we don't take the time to give women that credibility. It's always, let me get in and figure out where she went wrong or all this stuff. I saw some like real nasty shit about, oh, Tory was mad because he saw a men's dick was bigger. I'm like, what are we talking about? What are we, like, this woman has literally posted a picture of her foot on Instagram with a bullet in it just to make y'all stop questioning her or questioning the validity of her situation. Like, it's crazy to me how we can praise these people when they're at the top of their career. Like, Meg is, Hot Girl Summer was a whole slogan and a lifestyle.
True.
And we love Meg, we love Big Old Freak, we love everything that you do. But the minute you need us to really love you, we're nowhere to be found. Caping for Tory. I don't get it.
Why? Because he had some milk on some titties?
Oh, you talking about quarantine radio?
Yeah.
Then that's my issue. Like we celebrate guys for what they do, and then we forget what they've done. If that makes sense.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
I think that the black community, I agree with what you're saying wholeheartedly, but I also feel that it's easy to not rally around those women who we don't really care for what they're doing. Meg has caught tons of flack for booty shaking and twerking in every video. She sometimes does not get the, I feel, accolades that she deserves as a rapper, like really being able to rap, because she also twerks and dances. And I feel like that's just a part of her femininity, and that's also knowing what sells. Beyonce uses her sexuality, Cher has used her sexuality. I don't know any particular woman figure other than maybe Janelle Monáe, who said, I'm going to strategically cover myself up and make you pay attention. She used creativity in such a right way. Lauren Hill, but she still was, she wasn't covered like Janelle Monáe, wasn't a strategic. Like if she wore a scoop neck, kind of like something that, I've seen pictures in early 90s where Lauren had something like what I have on now.
Yeah.
That's still just, I'm allowed to be feminine. I'm allowed to get girl. Janelle was pants, button up, neck up, tuxedoed up. I'm not showing you nothing. You're gonna get these feet and this foot and this fadoop or whatever it was on her head, and pompadour, and you're gonna get these lyrics, and that was all you were gonna get. She just now started really showing her shape, which is actually a beautiful, beautiful shape. So I feel like she's also not protected because you rap and you twerk, and she's a twerker. I feel like had Kerry Washington been shot, all motherfuckers would have came off the woodworks. Like, how dare you?
Because
No, I I feel like we would have rallied around her immediately.
They
Because
treat Meg like she's supposed to be a gangster.
yeah, exactly. They treat me like,
Oh,
and because
she's
she's
like,
a
what
bigger
gonna do?
female.
Nigga, shoot back.
I saw
That
a lot
part,
of-
it was like when she was
Yeah,
a
like-
stallion, and
Yeah.
that's something key you said too. You're a stallion, you're tall, you're beautiful when everything was good. Then the moment something goes wrong, oh now you got a dick. Now you big.
Yeah.
Now you this, now you that. And it's like, can y'all make up your mind? Can y'all pick one? But what do we say about this? The cost you pay for the Hollywood lifestyle or a certain level of success is that shit.
I just think people dehumanize the whole situation. Like, I don't even look at motherfuckers looking at Meg like she an actual fucking woman. Like, they look at motherfuckers like they live in the screen. Like, they don't really act like, cause if it was any of these niggas' sister, they'd be tripping. If it was their mama, they'd be tripping. If it was a bitch from their job, they'd be tripping. But because it's homegirl from the videos and old girl that live on Instagram, it's like memes. Everything was a fucking meme. But if it's somebody you know, you gonna have all the compassion in the world, like black woman or not. Like, you gonna be like, oh, that's my mama, y'all, my mama got shot. Ain't nobody gonna be memeing it. But because it's celebrities involved, it's like watching a fucking movie or a damn video game or some shit.
We said that on the podcast this morning. Like, the fact of the matter is, Megan got shot. Now, we're making jokes because she got shot in her foot. But what if Tori would have missed and shot Megan in her head? And there's no more Megan.
Yeah.
Then we would have been sad. Then we would have been like, well, we need to lock up Tori. Oh, what about this deport his ass?
There would be a fucking
Like,
Meg Thee
she
Stallion
still
thing
got
in
shot.
Houston.
Yeah, it would. We gonna get that regardless, but yeah, it would.
Yeah, but I'm talking about right now. Like, if he'd
Yeah.
actually killed her ass, niggas that had Meg tattooed on their fucking shoulder
Yeah.
right now.
Hotties all on their neck and
Yeah,
eyebrows.
exactly. Like, oh, I was a hottie from the jump.
So, like,
2 months ago.
I was a Tina Stowe fan, nigga. I been up on Meg, my nigga. Like,
Well, we love here. We love Meg here at the Cat vs. Dog podcast.
yeah, Tori a bitch. He's canceled. If
Yeah.
you see him whoop his ass, don't
On
mind
site.
nothing that nigga makes.
Period.
Fuck him. Him and fucking Tekashi. They racing for the bitch ass nigga of the year award. Fuck both them motherfuckers.
For sure.
But do you think Tori's gonna be successfully canceled?
No, we
He
don't know.
should
Black
be.
people don't know how to successfully
He
cancel
should
nobody.
be. He should
We
be.
would all have to
He
agree.
canceled as far as I'm concerned.
But that's you. And then 2 other people gonna be like, I really ain't really tripping about it, so it's not that big of a deal. We don't know.
Shooting a woman is the most bitch ass shit you could ever fucking do.
Also, peeing on a woman, raping young women.
Raping women, we have
So we're
yeah.
talking about Trey Songz now?
We know-
we
we're talking about R.
we're
Kelly.
talking about R. Kelly. That was a segue. It was a
Yeah.
segue. We also talking about R. Kelly. Like, we knew R. Kelly was doing dirt for years, but yeah,
For
we
years.
stepping in the name of love. He
Nah,
dropped a
man.
gospel album. You saved me. Now we done found Jesus.
You wasn't listening
Then he
to R.
come back
Kelly.
with Black Panties.
Yeah.
You listening to R. Kelly?
After I saw the tape, nah.
You
The VHS
I
when it was
get it.
new?
When he had braids.
you ain't listen to no R. Kelly. You ain't have sex
After
with
I saw
no
that tape,
girls.
no. After I saw the tape, no. I guarantee you.
Look at my face.
Everybody who knows me personally could tell you, no.
Now
I
what?
wish we were still in the live because my homeboy would
We are
confirm
live.
it. No, like we're already see the
Oh.
comments. My
Oh yeah, no, it
homeboy,
wasn't working.
my homeboy would tell you, I did not fuck with R. Kelly. Whenever they would play that shit, I would walk out the room because I saw the tape. I saw it when it came out.
I did not see the tape.
I did.
I was
That
too
shit
young.
fucking traumatic.
That's why when he said he saw it, I'm like,
I was like 16, 17. I'm 37, so at the time that shit came out, like I was a teenager. So my mom showed me the tape. My mom came in the room, she kicked my little brothers out, like, y'all get the fuck out of here real quick. I'm finna talk to your brother. So she like, man, I got this fucking tape. I'm like, what fucking tape? She like, the R. Kelly tape. I'm like, man, pop that motherfucker in. So we watching it, we both at the same time was like, that's that. Because remember, or I ain't gonna say remember because y'all was young. But when the story that originally came out, he was saying that it was his brother. He said it wasn't him, but we watched that tape.
he did.
We
I
said,
remember
oh,
saying it wasn't
that
brother.
is that. That's him. Because you saw the tape, B? That's him, nigga.
Yeah.
That was him. So when we saw the tape, I'm like, oh, he a dirty motherfucker, homie. So yeah, I don't fuck with R. Kelly because I saw the tape.
Is it the responsibility of the stars around him to speak out?
Like the stars.
Yeah.
Like the celebrities that
Or
are in his
around
circle.
him? Because
Yes.
there was a talk, okay, so when Lifetime started shopping that they were going to do Surviving R. Kelly, they reached out to tons of celebrities who had worked with R. Kelly throughout the years to speak out. And a lot of them turned it down, said, I'm not gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying now, like, is it their responsibility? Because my thing is the same responsibility sometimes that we ask of stars, do we ask that of ourselves? Do you hold the people around you accountable for their actions in every way?
Yeah.
To say, hey, that's some bullshit.
Take care of your kids, you bitch ass nigga. Yes,
No,
I do.
I could never hang with somebody who wasn't to me.
I do.
But I know,
You
like,
bitch
even
ass
like,
nigga, take care of your son, nigga.
No.
no, even like when we were younger and we would see like older guys come and pick up the girls from high school. Like the college dudes come by and pick up the girls from high school. I didn't understand it. Because I just thought, you know, you start to normalize stuff like that. You're like, oh, well, I guess you just like older dudes.
Right.
But now that I'm older, I would never let somebody in a junior in college come and pick up a junior in high school. That makes no sense to me. So if one of my homies was doing that, then I'd be like, nah, that's wrong, bro. Like, you know that's wrong. Like, why are you even messing with her like that?
Yeah.
So I think when we take that accountability with ourselves, yes. Would I do a full documentary? I don't know. But what I behind the scenes be like, you know what, bro, I'm not fucking with you. I can't do no business with you. I know I'll do that.
Yeah, I would for sure,
I
for sure.
would.
All money ain't good money.
You know what? I was the girl getting picked up. And I don't necessarily feel like it was wrong. That relationship was wrong.
I told my wife, like, if my daughter, even if my daughter was like 19 and she was fucking with a nigga 36, I'll beat the shit out of her. Straight up.
36 is deep.
Cause like when my
Yeah, he's almost 40.
when my wife was like an early 20-year-old, she was fucking with like a older nigga, and like her daddy didn't like it, and she was like, I don't understand. I'm like, I'd fuck his ass up too. Like, I don't want to see my daughter with no far older man, because they love to tell young women, oh, you so much more mature for your age. Oh, you're an old soul. Like, that's what they tell y'all when they want to fuck you. Like, you ain't
True,
more
but
mature than none of the rest of these bitches at this high school. You just the one that fell for that shit.
Right. Don't put me in a video.
That's what they tell all the girls that they run into. Cause I knew a bitch that was fucking with a 27-year-old nigga when we was in high school, and he
That's a bigger gap.
He used to sell her that same drama.
10
so
years or
mature
more
for
when
your
you're 18 is a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot. I'm saying like, okay,
that nigga was a senior when you was a freshman.
No.
Yeah, that shit is whatever. Like
a senior, what are we talking about with a senior in high school and maybe a sophomore in college?
that's what I'm saying. That nigga was probably a senior when he was a freshman.
Yes,
That's cool. That's
that's
whatever.
fine.
Y'all still.
But that's a 20, that's
Y'all
what, a
still
22,
like
23-year-old and a 17-year-old.
But to me, still, that shit is like, why
It's
you not
still
fucking
young,
with
but
girls your age, man?
it's not far
That is,
fetched.
yeah.
It's not far
Yeah, it's
fetched.
not that big of a gap, but like shit, I remember like when I was in high school, like I was seeing girls getting picked up by niggas full beard, like niggas who had kids and shit already. Like, why is you fucking with this grown ass nigga? Like, but the grown niggas know how to sell the little girls that game. Like, oh, he just said I'm mature, I'm too mature for y'all. You know, Marcus tells me I'm so much farther mentally than y'all. Like, bitch, you ain't no fucking more mature than no motherfucking
Not Marcus.
You just fell for that shit. Cause you know,
Usually Robert when they're
first
old.
name like
Not
that.
Robert.
And it's usually, Robert is an old nigga that drives
Robert
a Buick.
is R. Kelly's real name.
Exactly. See, what I'm telling you? I'm that girl who has always dated older niggas. If I fell for the game, then I fell for the game, whatever. Still now, in my 30s, I date dudes who are 40, older, whatever. But,
Relatable content.
what?
Relatable content.
Yes, because listen, not to say, oh, I feel like I'm much more mature, but I'm much more motherfucking mature. And because I'll say this, now I'm not beating up on Cali, because y'all always say I'm beating up on Cali, but the Southern dynamic and what I bring to the table is different here. So if I'm gonna cook and we're gonna be together and then I have a son, I need you to be comfortable with this dynamic versus somebody who's my age is not really with that. And the crazy part is I know niggas who 40 plus here now, almost 50, who still not with that, still wanna hang out because it's that vibe here. It's not, the family vibe is not necessarily the vibe that's here. And that's okay, it just is what it is. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, when you in high school, it is.
Yeah, I think if you're under 18, 19, I think it's definitely as you mind. Once you're older, no.
My brother caught a statutory case when he was 19.
Dating a what?
He had time for that shit.
Dating a how old
Shit,
girl?
I think she was like 16.
Did she lie about her age and say she was older, or did you know?
She lied, but I told that nigga when I saw her, you need to leave that bitch alone, because she looked young. He like, nah, matter of fact, one of my close homeboys, now that I really think about it, he got the same type of situation. Bitch told him she was 18, and it was the same exact thing. I found that bitch high school ID in my car. And I was like, nigga, this bitch in high school. I showed that nigga the bitch ID and everything, but by then it was already too late.
Should a man go to jail if the girl lies?
It depends on the context of the situation. Because some of these girls don't look no motherfucking 18.
But okay, even if they don't,
personally, I don't even fuck with a bitch that look 18. On some real shit.
If a man is charged, let's say a girl, a 16-year-old girl, dad goes through her phone and sees she's talking to a 27-year-old dude. So that dude presses charges, and then they go to court. And in the text messages, because text messages now are used as like documents to prove a case against you. And you see where this girl has texted this man, I'm 18 years old. Should that be enough to acquit that man? Or should it be said that, oh, you should have been able to look at her and know?
I think that should be enough to get him on. Like, because she lied, and I think that she needs to be prosecuted. I don't believe in this, I'm gonna cry wolf and then I'm gonna walk free. Like, something has to happen to that girl so she won't do it again. Because that's the same girl that's gonna cry rape later on.
Yeah, it is.
That's the same girl that's gonna call people that are trying to have a barbecue now. Because she's learned that her behavior is okay. And we have let that behavior slide from an early age. So I think something's happening there.
Well, what if she's 18? Well, what if she's 16? Tells him he's 18. What if she is actually 16? Tells the guy that she's 18, but her parents step in and is like, my daughter is 16. I don't think she should be persecuted if that's the case. Because it's not like
if he knew before the interaction that she was 16, she lied.
His understanding is that she is 18.
Yeah.
She stayed consistent that she is 18,
Yeah.
and the parent is the only reason he found out that she was 16. So it's not like she went and said, "Oh, he's harassing me, it's rape." Da 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 da. Her parents are the reason why he now knows she's underage.
But he should not be punished.
No, he
for
should
the lie that she told him.
But should she be punished?
Yes.
Why?
Because she's a liar.
She lied.
You know what you're doing.
She put him in a position
But does a
to get in trouble.
16-year-old understand that my lie could get this man jail time, or is she just trying to talk to a
Right.
dude?
That
Does she
doesn't
not want to be
matter.
counted out? as a
Yeah.
potential
When you're
date?
5 and your mama tells you don't touch the stove because it's hot,
Yeah.
and you're gonna burn yourself, and you still burn yourself, you still gotta walk around with the
Burn.
repercussion of the burns.
And they
So
are
if you are 16 and you are out here burning 27-year-old men because you burning their lives, not like
Yeah,
it's
right.
I think
burning
we
their
should get
lives.
her counseling.
You should get a punishment.
Jail?
That's that Lori Loughlin
Yeah.
shit. That's that Felicity Huffman shit.
But
We're gonna get you 2 weeks. We're gonna get you 2 months. No, you don't need counseling. You need to get a punishment. Not a slap on the wrist.
Do 2 or 3 years.
I think we need some
years.
type of,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's
Get
way
out-
too much. I
get
think
out of
that's too
18.
much.
Because that's how much the guy's gonna get.
We're gonna let you
Listen, but we can't punish them like we would punish other people. That's the problem. Now, I feel like
Matter of fact,
we're
make
trying to
her make her register as a sex offender.
Because she.
What?
Why are y'all ruining the
Yes, she is.
6-year-old's life?
Why should
Right.
you
Because she
man's
gonna ruin
life?
that grown man's
But do you understand that at 16? That's like charging.
They charge 16-year-old murderers as adults.
Well, you had to know as a killer that you was killing.
Right, killing is
Like, that's
Hey,
fine.
You
Me
knew
trying
as
to
a
talk
liar
like-
that you was lying too.
Yes, me as a 16-year-old girl talking to a dude, I'm just that I like it. I think it's handsome. It's not the same as my nigga fill the gas. Let's bust. What?
I'm sorry, what?
Fill it up. Let's go. It's not the same.
Fill up the tank.
I've never heard that like that.
Let's
That's,
go on a
that's
mission.
not the same, right? Let's go on a mission. You go if you
But
get a call with
still,
niggas
like-
for a mission. That's different.
But like as a grown ass man, you think you fucking with an adult. You think you fucking with a girl that's 18 and you find out she's 16, they gonna try you like you knew she was 16.
Right, but and we're saying though that that's wrong. I
Yeah.
feel like if you can have
So
proof text message that show that this girl said she was 18, for sure. Cause I as a total, I've been 5'10" since I probably was 14. I have seen my mama act a whole nut when men stare and gawk and be like, my nigga, that's jail, babe. That's the shit she would yell out to them to let them know you tripping with yourself. So I can understand maybe a young girl who doesn't have that or being taller and being perceived. And I didn't even understand then why she was doing that. A lot of niggas don't care. That's what I'm saying.
That's why the
That's
niggas
true.
will pick you up from high school because they don't be caring.
But I just think,
No, that's the difference. They pick you up high school now. Nigga.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
fucking pregnant.
Okay.
but developmentally, I think that a 16-year-old, while they have an understanding of real world implications and like the way that the legal system works, in comparison to a man who's 28, their development hasn't fully formed to like really think of all that's gonna happen as a result of this. Like in their mind, it's probably like, he's an older man, my friends are jealous, he got a car, he seems grown, he tells me I'm mature, you're affirming me.
Yeah.
And then we don't even take into account what their foundation is like. We don't know if there's a man at home. Like there's all these things. So it's like for a 16-year-old to be thinking pretty much surface level and then he locked her ass up for 3 years, it's kind of like, well, damn, did she get like...
Put that shit in sex ed when they like 12 and shit.
I didn't
Wait,
get sex
no,
ed.
I got sex
I
ed.
get sex ed.
If you lie to fucking grown man, you go to jail.
In
Sixth grade. Sixth grade, we had sex education.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 6th grade.
I was in 9th grade when we got ours. Wow. Wait, but okay, so we're going down that path, but I also want to take just a moment to get to know you guys better. We appreciate you coming on the Catherine Stuff podcast. We originally met at the shout out to the Good News Radio
Podcast
and the
Pit.
Podcast Pit, which was about to pop off before COVID dropped down on us.
Right.
But tell us a little bit about your guys' podcast, how long you've been podcasting, and where people can find you. We're not ending, but I don't want to rush it out.
Oh yeah, of course. So we are the hosts of the Get Right Radio Show. We've been doing this exclusively on the Good News Radio station for, we'll make 3 years September 9th. And me and Kelvin are both members of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So we were connected through Facebook at first. We didn't meet in person because we're both gay. So we were in like a private Facebook group. And then, how did we connect?
You stood in my DMs, you try to holler at me.
All right.
Tell us, give us the
Everybody,
real.
man, like your beard, you feel me? Like, I was like, I'm definitely lying. People always, let's clear it up, because people thinking me and Eric are fucking, we both
Yeah,
singles,
already.
so let's not block our blessings. No, but I think we both, Eric was here at USC, he was pursuing his master's, because he's smart. Let's get that out there. Shout out to communication. And I had just moved out here to pursue my career. So I think we both like, okay, we're both in this entertainment thing, we're both figuring out how to get there. Let's sit down and let's do something that we know is missing. And that was something that was our voices reflected. When I say our voices, that's black gay men that are different. Because I think when you look at the LGBTQIA community and you look at the black LGBTQIA community, on media, we are very stereotyped. We're the best friends. We are super flamboyant, wearing purses and heels.
And that's not you.
It's not us. Or we're the DL man. And we're over here like sneaking around people's back. And I like to think I'm just a regular ass nigga. Like, I'm a little nerdy, but I'm just a regular ass nigga. I just happen to like guys. So I think we need to change the narrative. And I think that's where it came from. And then it just started that me and Eric just have very similar personalities and we like to laugh and joke. And it just worked out from that.
And it's just,
Baddest bitch on the block.
Yes, wait, I gotta get you very.
I don't even know how I adopted that title, honestly.
I was talking shit.
I'm always talking shit. Like, it's genetic. But I don't know, like for us, it was about having that voice. Like most fraternity guys that you think of are like the assholes or they're like super into pussy or jocks or things of that sort. And it was like we both joined for whatever reasons that we joined, but it's like we represent an underrepresented group. Like a lot of people kind of stereotype us and all of that. I just think with me and Kelvin, we have a friendship that makes sense. And the fact that we're both in the entertainment and media, it was like, let's put this together, let's find a way to brand it. And then 3 years later, here we are.
What's the hardest thing about doing a podcast together? Or doing a podcast, period?
I think understanding that every show ain't gonna hit the same. I think like as entertainers and as professionals, I think we want to be the best that we can every time that we do it, but you're gonna have days where the chemistry is not there, or one person has something on their mind and they can't really banter with you, especially if it's a dynamic of two. I'm sure you guys understand. Like some days the show just isn't as good as you want it to be, or in comparison to another show. And sometimes you just gotta be patient and be like, okay, maybe this Sunday just wasn't that Sunday. But that doesn't mean that we don't have something here. It just means we didn't vibe this week.
Yeah, and I think also the hardest thing is how, when you're dealing with topical things like we deal with, like, so we do with celebrity entertainment news, we also do like relationship news, it's all over things. how transparent are you going to be? And I think that makes a big difference in every podcast. Like, how much of your life are you going to bring to your audience? Because people can read fakeness.
Sure.
And people can tell what's real and what's not. So I think when you're doing a podcast, the hardest thing is how much of me am I going to present?
Yeah.
That's what I conflict with, and I know that Ant always says he always says shit like, "You not gonna say it because you gonna pop off in the industry," but it's not like I'm afraid to say really how I feel. It's just like, how much of me do I really want to give to people? I want to be transparent. I'm gonna always be honest, but I'm like,
this one thing.
that one thing is that one thing that's enough for somebody to run and take it and make it way more than what the hell I meant it to be, or it's nothing for somebody to take a sound off. Because we see it happen to famous people all the time. Even that, if I snatch a clip from something and I want to spin it a certain way, I could. But I feel like too, also having him around me grounds me standing by whatever I said, because what was it? With Lala Anthony, I called her a bullshit bitch because she didn't want to accept Carmelo Anthony's side baby. And that is something that is really an issue for me. So, no, I don't mean it in the sense of like, I don't know this woman to say all that, but your actions of not accepting this child or using your hurt emotions to keep this child out is fucked up. I just genuinely feel that way, but I'm going to stand by.
Well, I think it's also about just living in your truth. Like, if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And this cancel culture is so stupid. Like, I'm not gonna get on soapbox. I know Eric's gonna start again. But we let people slide. We let people slide when we want people to slide.
Yes.
You can't cancel me for my opinion. You can cancel me for something I say that's like super racist, or if I'm doing something super dirty. But if I have an opinion about something, you can't cancel me because of that. And I think that that's where we need to start to draw the line. Like, if I think I've said on the show some crazy stuff over these last 3 years, and I feel like maybe that could be canceled, but I'm going to stick by it. And like, it is what it is. If you don't fuck with me because of that, you don't fuck with me because of that. But guess what? We have no following as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And your blessings of your life is of your life. What God has for you, no man can take.
Hey.
Hallelujah.
Okay, Hezekiah and Kurt.
Niggas gonna cancel.
Right. About to do a phrase.
Hey, you know what that means? That means you made it. Because they can cancel something, that means you made it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't give a fuck.
They're not
about shit.
canceling no checks. I'm good.
I ain't
That's my
made
thing.
it. I don't think I'm gonna make it because I'll be canceled before I start.
Why is that the mindset? I can't with
Yeah,
that.
because look at
that.
Howard Stern. How everything that comes out that man's mouth is problematic, but that is the platform and the brand he's built for himself, and people expect that from him, and they look for it. So it's like, you don't know what sells and what doesn't sell. There's a market for everything. It's just about how consistent and how you brand it. But I don't know. That is my biggest fear. Not so much for the public to cancel me. I feel like they're gonna love me, but in terms of like how I feel about other celebrities right now from the outside looking in, like Oprah is someone that I consider really problematic in the way that she goes about addressing, but we can never.
I cancel her.
What does that mean? Okay, so when we canceling people, what does that mean?
The cancel culture is weird because we don't
commit to the cancel. That's why I'm saying it's irrelevant.
Just like when the stupid ass messiah of the dumbass niggas of Association of the World, T.I. said some shit about canceling Gucci.
Right.
And we canceling it for what, 3 weeks? So you saying that we're gonna cancel Gucci long enough for you to do a show and get another check, so when your check hit, you can go back to the store and buy some new stuff?
Yeah, when that nigga put that little
makes no
time
sense.
frame on it, I was like,
We didn't cancel it.
But you know what? No, I get that, because here's what, when you look at things,
Oh,
though,
yeah,
right,
we
in
did talk about
our
that shit.
history, the Montgomery boy bus cops, that was 300 and I want to say 30, 40 some odd days. Let's say in that population of the black community there were 500 blacks. Only 120 blacks participated in. That's what you have to understand, that everybody's not going to be on board. And never have all of us been on board. But know that there's still power in the few like-minded people that will benefit change for all. And that's why I'm like, I don't have time to sit here and argue or prove my point to somebody who's not on board with. I'd rather link up with like-minded people and we make a change amongst ourselves than sit here and go back and forth with you like all this internet arguing and beefing and canceling. If you don't like it, cool, no problem. Or not being comfortable. I don't want to be cool with nobody who I can't say, oh, I didn't like that. And then you feel like, oh, I got to agree with everything you you say. That's yes man. I feel like we're stepping into that slippery slope where if you disagree with a person, that means either you don't care about the person or you don't love the person. No, I just disagree with this one aspect or this one point. That doesn't mean I'm throwing the whole thing away. And that's like our mindset now. It's like, oh, you don't agree on like everything I'm doing, or if I'm selling this and you don't like it, then you're a hater. No, I just don't like what the fuck.
These days, you either dick riding or hate.
Yeah, I feel like it's taking people's ability to think like, individually, and it's interesting because you see it a lot on blogs. They'll share an artist's new song, and I'm like, this shit is trash, or all of this sounds the same, and they'll be like, you're a hating ass bitch. I'm like, I have 3 of this person's albums on my phone. I'm more informed probably than you to tell you that this sounds the same as these last few projects. But the way that it is, it's
Shout
just
out to the baby.
no. I don't want to be on here. So I love you. It just, I don't know, like, I really don't there's a lot of social things that I like that are changing. I think that people are learning to really self-promote and be independent, Black-owned. Like, I don't need major companies to start my own brand, work from where I'm at. But then I also don't like this whole like-mindedness of it all, where it's like, if your opinion differs from another Black person, you're a coon, within reason.
I don't like we're so loose with the cone thing.
Well, what moments have you seen where you felt like we were loose? Because Terry Crews, do you feel
Cone.
like we're loose?
Come.
Okay, for me, maybe you just need to see one time. I'm not a one-time person. I will give a person, so we were calling him coon on time 1.
Yes, it was time 1.
It was time 1. It was like, oh, this nigga coon. He didn't support Gabrielle like he should have, and I was like, his check is involved too. Let's wait and let's see. He don't have no obligation. So his obligation is to his wife, his family, and that they eat.
Right.
He said he wished her well. That should have been the end of it. But then he continued to do things that will fall for me under the coon bracket. So yes, now you are coonish. But you can do one thing. Like first when Jay-Z dropped 444, it was power to Jay-Z and Jay-Z this and Jay-Z that. And then when he sat down with the NFL, now you're cool. Like, y'all just, whichever wind blow, that's which way y'all gonna go. It don't even matter.
I didn't call him because he already got a strong record as far as what he was doing in the Black community. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and give him some little time on this.
Okay, so it was okay for him to sit. Why was it okay for Jay-Z to sit down with the NFL, but then not Steve Harvey sit down with Donald Trump?
Because
Steve Harvey got a record.
Do he?
I don't think Steve. The difference between Jay and Steve is Jay went to make change. So we know that Jay-Z is a change agent. He sat down to sit at the table to make an effective change and get business done. Why the hell was Steve Harvey there?
Thought a lot.
No, okay. Well, he was reached out to as a public figure. You have to understand too, like, if you're an industry and somebody reaches out to me to ask my opinion, even if you feel like I'm not qualified, if a show reach out to me tomorrow to speak on, throw out something, you know I'm not qualified.
Like, put it this way, if the Klan called you to do
that's different, bro. Come on now.
I'm being pro-choice versus whatever the opposite is for abortion.
Yeah, okay, but see, I can't speak on that because I'm qualified as a woman. Basketball.
Okay, yeah.
I'm qualified. I play basketball in middle school.
Football.
That's not no qualification.
Yes, it is.
DJ, you need to throw something out there. We got
She got basketball height.
Gaming. There you go. I don't know shit about no motherfucking games other than Super Mario, Street Fighter, and Sonic. Get the rings. I know that. So if somebody calls me and say, hey, we want you to come on this gaming show and talk about gaming, I'm going to come and bring what I do and don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll share the 3 that I know. I know some Ninja Turtle games and some other shit, and then whatever I don't. But I'm not really well versed in that where I don't know gigabytes, terabytes, headphones, and talking shit and whatever else going on in that motherfucker. So does that mean I don't get to speak? He was reached out to as a public figure.
He got a record.
Yes.
Does he have a record of being coon or a record of being a shitty friend? Shitty friend or cooning? He was a shitty friend to Bernie Mac. He was not a coon.
Yes.
Give me some coon examples.
Who was that white lady that said that was talking about, oh, we should have a party with the slave shit? He was the one who tried to bring her back into the fold. No, the fat white lady. I forgot that bitch.
That cooked?
Yeah.
Paula Deen.
Paula Deen.
Yeah, Paula Deen. After she
Well,
did that
behind
little
years.
bullshit, he was the one saying, "Oh, we need to bring her back," and I don't give a damn what black people say. On the what was that? The Def Comedy Jam 25th anniversary.
What did
When he was
say?
talking that little shit about, I'm getting this CVS money. I can't be acting a fool with all you black motherfuckers. And one time he was on stage, and I had the video saved, but I deleted it. He was like, "Oh, when I get on, y'all gonna hate me, boy, cause the cooning I'ma do, I don't give a fuck. After I get that money, I don't give a fuck about nothing."
But this was told in the context of a joke. I know exactly. He's talking about at the, wasn't that in Kings of Comedy?
No, it wasn't King.
Or either it was his, he had on a yellow
I think it was like
suit.
in one of the little church things or something like.
I want to say it was his yellow suit Steve Harvey
Yeah, it was
special.
some
He said some
bullshit.
shit like, but black people say shit like
But
that all the time.
has
You
been-
know what I'm saying?
he
Nigga, when
has
I get
been-
this money, I ain't fucking with y'all. Y'all tease me about that shit. Oh, y'all getting that Fox Soul money, so now you ain't fucking with us niggas down here.
But he
That's
been-
how we do.
But that's how he been moving though.
But the conversation that he had with Monique on his talk show, I was like, that's not it.
That's
Okay,
how
so
he
wait.
been moving.
Again, another example of something being edited, right? That was a 2-hour conversation that we only saw 45 minutes
I saw
of.
the whole thing. He told me.
Monique said we didn't see the whole thing. I have come to believe Monique, especially like you said, we do not protect the black woman, and especially when she decides to go against the grain, how Monique was. There's a different type of vibe in a Baltimore woman. Let me just say that, period. She's from Baltimore, Maryland, came from nothing, especially as a big girl, especially as a chocolate woman, to make it to where she is now. To me, certain parts of Monique don't have to lie about shit.
Right.
Like, I just don't see that in her. And then to know, we all know over and say, I'm gonna go and speak out about this, but then how do black people feel about their family, their mamas, their aunties, their uncles? They don't give a fuck if it was Oprah or not. She felt Oprah played her when it came to her family. I understood that. Whether it was done the way Monique said it or not, the fact that this was my family and y'all tried to play me for fucking ratings, I get that shit. So I don't see that was cool. I feel like he was genuinely trying to reach out to her because they have a long, when Monique was first coming up, it was Steve Harvey who put her in a lot of comedy clubs. If you know anything about this comedy shit, especially as a woman, even now in 2020, it's very difficult. So imagine what it was for her back then, as a big girl, big chocolate girl.
He's still cool.
It was just the way that he was. Because what I was getting from the interview, from the parts that I did see, was that he was basically saying, I know that you want to you have self-respect and all that stuff, but your goal is not to fight for the betterment of black people. Your goal is to get the bag and move along. All the shit that these niggas is talking about is going to get you fucked up. So shut your mouth and make the money. Like, don't worry about these other people. And it was just like the way Steve has been talking, it's just very much
Fiddler.
Yeah, and I like to think, like, for me, where I'm trying to go, it's not just for the sake of entertainment, but I want to open the space for black people to come in, whether you be gay, straight, whatever the case may be, and you can get to the bag quicker because that door has been opened for you. And I feel like with him kind of saying, I'm going to leave all that behind you so you can make sure your bag is constant, it's like, Steve, what are you preaching right now? This isn't the person that's being brought up by black people, because we made Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
Ain't many white people knew him before Family Feud. So it's like, for you to sit there and say, fuck them, make your money, we gave you your money. So it just, I don't know that Steve is a bad person, but the mentality is that,
Coon.
Who's a coon to you? Have you given out the coon?
I have not, but today we created the Lane Hall of Fame.
Shout out to
Okay.
y'all
My
for that.
ass today.
Lane Hall of Fame, I like
And we inducted our freshman class today. Tory's in the Lane Hall of
Is
Fame.
Tekashi in there?
Tekashi is in there.
Okay.
We put
Trey Songz.
Boosie in there, Trey Songz in there.
Boosie?
Why
Boosie's gonna
is-
stay in there.
Why is
Boosie.
Boosie in there?
Boosie's in there for his problematic
God, yeah.
things. He admitted to having his children molested.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
He came for a young trans girl who
Okay.
can't protect herself.
I need to.
Zaya.
Oh,
The white lady shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she can't protect herself. You came for an innocent child.
Oh, I think he was really coming for Dwayne.
Yeah, I didn't think he was coming for
But
her.
when you purposely misuse her pronouns, and you purposely go out your way to attack her, and attack somebody who's in their child's life, it's not just about the dad, it's about the child now. So that's why Gucci's in there. I'll play Wipe Me Down because it is a Negro spiritual and it gets me through what I need to get through because that first line is a Bible verse. Pull up to the club. Yes, ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
I'll drink some me.
Because you want to be God. But the thing is, Judas probably would have had a book in the Bible too, but he betrayed Jesus. So we just can't let his past and good things to what we did because he ultimately had Jesus betrayed. We also put, who else did we put in the Lame Hall of Fame?
We had Trey Songz, we had Tekashi, we had it's more T's. Uzi's in there.
T.I.
T.I. belongs in there comfortably.
T.I. does not belong in there. T.I. Why does T.I. belong
T.I. is
in
the
there?
most problematic man on
It
earth.
is.
Is he the most? 50 Cent is more.
Well, he's in there doing things.
What I'm
50
saying,
Cent?
T.I.
This
is
is
not
my man.
problematic.
T.I.
He's in there too.
T.I.
T.I. should be. I mean,
Y'all should have wrote this list down before
T.I.
y'all
does
came. I gotta
things
see this shit.
that is like low-key under the radar. If you don't catch it, you don't catch it.
yes.
Like, we talked about how he had this T.I.'s family hustle that made him this Cliff Huxtable, relatable dad. I'm
But
the
you
man
talking
taking
about the
care
Hyman
of
shit
my,
too,
all this
huh?
stuff. That's what, and yes, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about him embarrassing his daughter, him embarrassing his wife, him
Multiple times.
just out here just
The
doing the
Gucci
dumbest stuff.
shit.
The dumbest stuff. And who made him the Messiah of the black community? Who made him T.I. Martin Luther King Pitt?
Okay, but this is
Who made him that?
No
This
one
is a
made him
strong
that. But
list.
this is the problem. I feel like this is why we don't have a leader, right? What was Malcolm X before Malcolm X was Malcolm X?
Gangster.
A gangster, a
Pimp.
pimp, a whore, a whole bunch of bullshit. Then went to jail, so an ex-con got it together, and then came out and then said, my thing is, whoever we decide to lead us or let be the Messiah or let be the master or whatever, is going to be I would rather fuck with somebody who had a past, who had been through some shit, than somebody who coming at me on some, oh, I've been perfect the whole time I've been here, everything around me is A1 and I ain't never been in no situation. Well, then you can't relate to me.
I get
I've
that.
been poor, I've
I
been
get
broke,
that,
I've
but
been
when
these
you
things.
are still in your bullshit and you're trying to
He ain't
stay
stopping.
We're all in our
but
bullshit.
now you're
Yeah.
still in it.
Nah.
No,
Like,
okay, but now
I
so then
think-
you judging bullshit differently. then.
Absolutely.
So then who
We're all
gets,
about bullshit. R. Kelly
We're
was
shout out to the
bullshit,
Get Right
but we
Baby.
judge it
who
differently.
gets to say what bullshit is what then?
I like okay. As far as T.I. is concerned, I think it's this lack of accountability within the black community, looking at him as this messiah of wisdom. When we've seen that he can't keep consistent with his wife, don't respect his daughter's privacy, blows up his daughter's privacy, doesn't really take any accountability until he has enough backlash on him, and then we keep putting T.I. in a position where he feels comfortable. There are men that have to fold under public pressure. T.I. is not one of them. Like, we look at him, we see all the shit that he do, we call him out on it, he'll be like, I don't really have to answer to any of this. This is
I
my
love
thing,
it.
this is-
He doesn't.
I
He
think-
made a mistake with the daughter thing. My thing is, are we looking at continuous shit or are we looking at one mistake? He apologized for the daughter shit. Him fucking around him and his wife, that's damn near every dude in the industry. You were just stupid enough for it to blow up and then for it to go on so long that then it became an issue. But we can say that for tons of people in the industry. I don't feel like that's the reason to say, oh, I'm not going to listen to whatever knowledge or whatever good you may have. So because you have these flaws, I'm going to throw you out completely. He used to gangbang, now he's a goddamn father, now he's a provider, a family man, a homeowner, and all these other shit. But you used to be out here in these streets, shooting shit. The fuck?
I just wish I had it bookmarked because if I had it booked, it's been it's for like at least
This is my
a year or
thing,
two. I have not fucked with
Like T.I.
At
only
least.
apologized for Hymengate because he realized what he said. No, I expressed it. He didn't realize it. We realized
told
what
him.
he said was wrong, and he's like, I need to make an expeditious apology to the constituents of the United States of America. I'm sorry about this. No, nigga, you should never said no shit like that. And you can tell that he still feels some type of way because when Zonique revealed she was pregnant on live TV, you can tell all in his face that he wanted to say some shit.
Yeah, I would
You
have.
can tell that he was not happy about that.
I think he had something to say about
Would you be happy about your 22-year-old daughter being pregnant?
I would not be happy.
Behind a rapper?
But you know what? You can tell that she was uncomfortable to tell him, and that's why she had to do it on live TV so he wouldn't blow up.
I don't dispute that point.
Y'all got a good list.
And she's legal. She's 22. My
Yeah.
mom
Dang.
has 15.
Yeah, Y'all
Listen.
can do this.
It's like, I'm pretty sure Tiny was having kids way earlier than that.
What's another topic?
Listen, he had, what's his oldest? Yeah, she had so unique already when he met her. So, yeah.
Hold on, so that's not his daughter?
No.
And he tripping like that?
Yeah.
But
yes,
you know, when
but
you
that's
grow
okay.
up, when you
Yeah,
grow-
she was
yeah.
still.
I know, but still, like that nigga fucking tripping.
I just want T.I. to find a certain level of humility where it's just like, my shit don't stink. And T.I.'s air is very like, I'm that man and ain't nobody telling me shit. I'm gonna throw around.
But that's what we love in our community.
Hey.
We don't have the type of dynamic where I feel like we can be vulnerable and appreciate it.
I don't like his presentation of it.
When we're vulnerable, we're shitted upon. We're torn apart. I don't feel like it's got, our message is always delivered with a little bit of level of arrogance and cocky. Even with Beyonce, she says I'm everybody's type, and we all full well know nobody, Beyonce included, the queen, is everybody's
But she
type.
Beyonce though.
Yeah,
That's
she is.
different.
No, it's not different
Yes, it
because
is. That's Beyonce.
again, that's putting people up on pedestals.
That's
But you know what the thing with Beyonce is,
But
we don't have any viewpoints of Beyonce. Yes, Beyonce can talk shit and she can back it up. 'Cause
Yes.
She's fucking Beyonce. But at the same
Yes.
time, we don't know how Beyonce raises kids. We don't know how Beyonce is as a wife. We don't know anything other than her work ethic.
True.
So it's like with T.I., now I'm judging the hymen. I'm judging how you act with Tiny. I'm judging your lack of accountability. I'm judging.
Should we?
Yeah.
Because no, listen, what celebrity is now, thanks to the internet, thanks to these phones, thanks to all this social media, we have an extreme more level of access than we would have ever had. Elvis was out here running around with a 13-year-old girl, and we
He
just
wasn't
now
ready.
going about it at 2020 because they didn't have that level of access back then. So we're seeing people's private life, and I'm saying we're really supposed to be just enjoying the art, enjoying T.I. the rapper, not T.I. the dad, not T.I. all these other things. Now, if you open yourself up to a TV show, you're right, I can't judge those things. But I feel like we have way more access to these people than what we should have. I have no desire, well let me not say that. Yes, I would like to get to know Beyonce and be cool and hang out and all that shit with her. But if I'm at this level, it is not my job to know how she parents Blue, Sir, and Rummy.
But if you do,
But once you
then
find out, you
Cause she could be in there right doing something right now. And that I don't
But
like.
if you didn't know about it and you
We
said,
know,
"Okay, you're
we
in."
know Beyonce beats Blue.
Yeah.
You know she
Love
can
it.
dance
So
with.
she has a tray. Yeah.
So we not gonna question that because when Blue go out in public, she acts right.
yeah.
I'm a beehive. You know, I got a bee right here. I'm a beehive.
Yes.
I can say that.
What are we saying?
I'm saying that we're not
I want Beyonce to hear me.
We're not saying
Shout
that's
out
corporal
Beyonce.
punishment. We're
No.
saying that Beyonce
Shout out
raised her children
Beyonce.
correctly.
No, nigga.
Nigga, Beyonce so dope. I saw her mama and got starstruck.
Yeah.
Tina is
She
right.
birthed Beyonce.
She birthed
Nigga,
Beyonce.
when I saw her, I was like, oh shit, god damn.
You better get right.
That's Beyonce mama.
It's like being around royalty.
And I
It's like-
don't even get fucking starstruck. That I couldn't believe that shit.
It's like me and Catherine Jackson.
And she was just chilling
Okay.
too. She wasn't
That's
doing nothing
different.
special. I was
That's-
starstruck.
That's the
Her
queen
fucking,
wop.
her fucking presence, my nigga.
right.
Okay, so normally here on the Cat vs. Dog podcast, we end our show with a bonus from our super. Well, let's start it
Trey
on
Songz
here.
trash. Go ahead. That's it.
That's how I feel about it. But
Man,
no.
that shit is crazy.
Why
Trey
was it
Songz not
shocking
trash.
to
She's
you?
not trash.
Wait,
He's
let's-
golden trash.
Let's bring
That's
our viewers in and let them know what the topic is. Maybe will this be our bonus man, or do you have one for us?
There was an interview on the No Jumper podcast with Adam 22 where he was interviewing Selena Powell and her homegirl, who I don't even think really said her name. And she was talking all type of big, high-powered hoe shit about sucking 7 NBA players' dick from the Suns, which is crazy because the Suns are trash. And I was hoping that she would like name a player or something, but she didn't. But all the niggas was probably trash. But she also said something about her and Trey Songz had an interaction where he pissed on her. And he had held her hostage and wouldn't allow her to leave the dwelling where they were, which is fucking crazy. But yeah, I was like, damn, this nigga Trey Songz a wild fucking boy because he's stealing R. Kelly's whole wave. You a predator. You stole his fucking musical style. You pissing on bitches. You kidnapping women and shit. Like, damn, nigga, you just stealing all his shit.
Wow. I didn't see that correlation at first, but goddamn.
Yeah,
He a wild boy. And when Keke Palmer said it, nobody believed it. That's fucked
Again,
Yes.
nobody
And then
believes
there's also
her.
an old interview of BB Rexha going around saying that Trey caught her like in the bathroom, kissed her on the lips out of nowhere, like put you against the wall and kiss her on the lips and let's do this.
Damn.
Didn't even know her.
Wow,
Just
fucking
seen her
hold.
across the world.
And I don't understand what's his thought process because it's Trey Songz. Like, there's
That's
a
his
lot
thought.
of
That's his process. I'm
I'm Trey
Trey Songz.
Songz.
That's his
Because if Trey was to come at me and kiss me on the lips, like, okay, hey Trey, where we
Right,
going?
well, yeah, it's
Where we going?
Like,
So, over there, anywhere? Okay, cool.
Not in 2020.
But, like, okay, Trey. Can't help but wait, Trey.
Yeah, can't help but wait.
Can't help but wait, Trey.
Yeah, you would've got it. Now-
Like, neighbors know my name, Trey.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
the whole decade of Trey
Who's
Songz.
ready? Me. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
No, but like,
These last 4 years, no.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, he knew his power and he abused his power. Same way we
be
do
doing
here.
some good
Harvey
activist
Weinstein.
shit on Instagram too.
Yeah, but that's how you have to couple your bad with good.
Yes, you have to couple your bad with your good. I like
Yeah.
that.
He been balancing it out.
That's how it is, and until your evil comes to light.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, is pissing on women, if that's what they want?
She didn't want to get pissed on. She said,
She said shit. Yeah.
she
I
said-
watched it. She was like, what the fuck are you doing? But it's what the fuck are you doing, but then you not moving.
I mean, that's kind of
Well,
shaky, though.
if you wasn't expecting to get pissed on, it ain't like you can dodge the piss.
It ain't?
Piss move fast.
I mean, I'm finna hit a nigga with a cold
Especially
left
if you
and
just sitting
right.
there.
What?
Piss
moves
fast. Piss move fast.
You can move your
If I don't take
If I
anything
try
else
to
from
piss
today,
on you and you
piss
didn't
is fast.
expect it, if you looking that way and then I just start pissing,
I'm sure
you gonna
I'm
get
sure
hit
they
by
were
something.
in the midst of
She was sitting
having
in the
sex.
tub. She said she was sitting in the
Yeah.
tub.
And he pissed on
He
her?
came in the bathroom and pissed
He
on her.
told her to get in the tub.
Yeah,
Listen,
he
they
told her to
come
rub
off
on her
to
titty.
me.
She said she did.
These
He
are the
told her.
same girls who are on a podcast talking about how they suck 7 dicks, and you telling me PP is your issue?
I
But
don't
why she
judge
got a
her.
lot? She just told us she done sex
CJ.
7 random dicks.
But
They say
I
you done
already-
suck 7 random dicks. I'm saying
I
this is
already-
the least of your
I
concerns.
don't judge y'all.
Hold on,
I'm
CJ. CJ.
Yes.
I'm not hoe shaming.
Let's take it back to the
That's hoe
beginning
shaming.
of the show with young Megan and how we said she was discredited because she was twerking.
We
Now
not
just
hoe
because she
shaming.
was sucking 7 dicks, that means she wants 7 strings of dicks.
We not exactly. We
If
not
you
hoe
suck
shaming here.
7 dicks, bitch, I'm gonna assume you down for what the fuck ever. Okay? I don't know what. She don't be out here saying she sucked 7 dicks. See, these bitches is on here talking on a podcast saying I suck.
She
Man
said she
has
sucked dick on rap songs.
sucked dick. Period. I suck dick.
But she sucked.
Period.
She sucked them.
I'm not sucking 7
She
dicks.
didn't say she sucked them simultaneously though.
That's what you just
She
said.
didn't. No, she said she sucked them all. What would you call it? Like
Like
concurrently?
rotate.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the same shit.
No, it's not.
That's the same thing.
Back to back.
That's back to back.
That's back to back.
You tripping.
Yeah. You tried
You
that.
tried
They
it.
were shooting drills.
The sake of argument.
Exactly.
But still though, like I'm still not gonna judge a hoe for
I'm
doing
not
what a hoe do.
judging.
I'm not gonna say I could piss on you because you suck a lot of dick.
That's
You can't
not
do
fair.
that.
That's
Yeah,
not
you
fair
can't
at
do
all.
that shit. You can't just assume because she sucked them niggas dick, you can piss on her.
I just think that in the power.
It's just like a bitch in high school who get a train ran on her. I can't just assume, oh, I'm gonna go fuck her too because they ran a train on her.
Yes, I can.
That's
You
them
can't.
niggas. No,
That's
you
sad.
cannot.
Because in the court of law, how does
Oh.
that hold up?
But she gonna go for it though.
No.
I didn't say rape the bitch. But if I'm a nigga,
She
I'm
finna get us
listen.
canceled.
No, I ain't finna get shit canceled.
Oh.
If I'm a nigga and
Yeah,
I
this
know
is nice while it lasts.
and I know a bitch who fuck
She was
7
thinking
dicks,
like,
I can't assume you gonna suck 7 more.
You shouldn't.
No.
You really shouldn't.
No.
people change, remember?
Yeah.
You said that.
And it's like
They
a
do.
Malcolm
think
X
about
was
how
a
many
felon.
They
He was
do.
a criminal.
how
He
many
was
women
a
got a
criminal.
train ran on them in high school, and you can't just assume because they got a train ran on them, you can get my homeboys and try to run a train
That's
on
right.
these too. No, you can't.
I didn't say
assume
force.
she's gonna be with that.
I can assume it and I can approach you and say, hey, I heard you
But
fuck
you
Bobby,
can't just
Charles,
piss on
Demarcus, Aaron, and Thomas, and I got Charlie, Steve, and Bobby, and Devonte down here, and we was wondering could we get sucked up too. I can ask you that
But
based
he
off your
didn't
track
ask to
record.
piss on
He
her.
did. He said get in the tub and then
Just
proceeded to
starts
piss.
And then start pissing
You
on her.
came
And took
here,
her
you
phone.
knew that pissing was probably a part of it.
Why?
Everybody knows that
Why?
Trey Songz
Why?
is a pisser.
I didn't know
I
that
didn't know
actually
that.
before the story came out.
Who knew
Listen,
that?
people in Hollywood good hoes that fuck like that, they know the circle, they share that shit with each other. I'm dead ass serious. They share that shit with each other all the time. So you know going there that she probably was gonna get some bread, you was gonna get fucked on, you was gonna have to suck some dick, and it might be a little piss involved. Don't try to blow me up now on the podcast, bitch, when you knew what was up.
But that doesn't mean that it's okay. Just because,
listen.
just because it's something that's been spoken about before. Okay, think about this.
Make it for me.
A man
Maybe you've been dating.
Mm-hmm.
The last girl he was with was heavy into anal play.
Mm-hmm.
You've never done it and are not interested.
Mhm.
But because his last girl was with it, you come into it, for some reason you met this girl, yeah, he likes anal and all this shit, but I don't fuck with that,
Mhm.
You get into that room with him and then he's just like, no, I'm just
Ram it in your ass.
Should you be okay because you knew that he was into anal even though you don't like anal?
I would have discussed it off top.
She couldn't have discussed not getting pissed on.
How you couldn't?
She
Hey
just
Trey,
got
I'm here to
into it.
suck
He
your
just
fuck, but I'm not
started
your pen.
He just started pissing.
You know him as a pisser. I have not had sex with nobody and not have the sex talk. We talk about that all the time. How you supposed to have a sex talk
She don't
beforehand.
strike me as the type of person.
Exactly, because she's sucking 7 dicks consecutively, so what is a little piss?
Because the hookup I've never
It's
had
a lot of piss. That's
sex
gross.
talk.
I don't have it
If it's somebody I'm talking to seriously, but like if it's like a hookup,
Even if it's a hookup, because I don't want you to fuck
but
it
if I
up.
swipe right and now we swiping each other, I don't think that we don't
Yes.
have the whole conversation. There's no time.
How you gonna know what to do? How you gonna
just
do
do
it
it.
right?
You let the vibes.
I don't have no pussy to waste. I don't have no pussy to waste.
You let
So
the
I
vibes
tell
carry.
you, no.
Let the vibes carry it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
And if the
OCD.
vibes lead to a
And
release
this-
of water,
And then what if it don't? Do you know how
I
upsetting
know,
it
I
is
don't
to
want my
have?
If I get pissed on, we gonna have to
because I wear glasses, and I feel like that's gonna
So wait.
smell of my glasses
up,
all
man.
day.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's gonna, the scent's gonna carry,
It
or
will.
in my beard. No,
And I
it's in my
heard
beard.
this is like acidic. It might burn.
Yeah, your skin.
You supposed to like that.
I've always looked at it.
What?
as
That's
like-
what skeety is for women. It's the piss and the cum together.
Well, shit, I don't know. I don't
What do they
accept
call that?
that on me.
I don't know.
I
What
don't
is it
want
when
shit
you
squirt come on me.
Water squirt. What is it?
Squirt. When a girl squirt on you.
I'm not into that shit because I know that's P2.
That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to like it.
Supposed to. I don't.
I
No.
always looked at it like erotic because it's submissive. I like it.
Getting pissed on?
The idea.
The idea. So you never been pissed on?
Not yet.
But would you be open to getting pissed on?
I had a man
Wow,
approach me
that's
to get
deep.
pissed on for money. He
But
how
wanted to
much?
pee on him for
Oh.
$1,000.
But you
Did you get that band?
Did
No,
you?
I felt
He'd have been a
uncomfortable.
pissed on nigga.
Child, how many buckets?
I'm pissing on
Can I bring my friend?
Right. Get on the
No,
Oh,
no,
get down
you
the
know
water,
what?
man.
That's why I didn't go through. Because I asked him, could I bring a friend? And he was like, no.
I would have done
So the friend can piss on him too?
No, I didn't know. I was going to be the only one peeing. But
You just want to.
You ain't want to be alone.
A female friend or a male friend?
clearly a female.
Yeah, it could have been
But I'm not
security.
going nowhere with then that really been awkward.
But consent is important. You
Yes.
can't assume that a person is with the shits because of their past.
Or with the pisses.
Okay, we won't assume that you're with the shits because.
Or the
You
piss.
start 7 dicks consecutive.
Yeah, you can't assume you with the piss.
Well, damn. Well, that's in another episode of the Cat vs. Dog podcast. We're so glad you guys could come and join us today. Do you have any closing words for the people?
Just stay blessed and wash your hands, y'all. And please find us. We're on Instagram at
Yes.
The Get Right Radio Show. The Get Right Radio Show. You can find us and download the Good News Radio app so you can listen to us live every single Sunday, 10 to 20.
Give them your ad name too.
Oh, Kelvinology. That's KELVINOLOGY. Kelvinology. I'm single slide. Please, thank you.
Period. Yeah, you guys can catch me on IG at The World According to Eric, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Devonte. Stay blessed, chase your dreams, do right by people, and get consent. You can't just be peeing on bitches.
Yeah, you can't be on random people, dog. You got any closing word? Oh, me first?
No, go through everything.
Oh
that
yeah,
can
if
tune
you would like
in
to
here.
support us financially, it's patreon.com/Townhouse Media, Town E House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously, Not on the podcast, Friday nights, 9 p.m. coming back very soon. Y'all start looking out for them motherfuckers. Can we get an air horn while you rubbing your face and shit? Talk 30 Tuesdays, the Talk 30 podcast, which is Mickey Tuesday, anytime on motherfucking Tuesday. The Sports for You podcast, Tuesday 6 p.m. with Mark, John Watson, and Nick motherfucking Freeze. The No Rules podcast, Wednesday evenings, 5 p.m. Hump Days Can Never Be the Same with Ill Will and Young Mark. The Too Much Game podcast, motherfucking Thursdays, whenever the fuck I get to it. Sometimes it be Fridays, this shit happens, my nigga, you know, you just never know, nigga, but Thursday, Friday, I'll be around, bitch. And of course, the Cat vs. Dog podcast.
Yup.
Live on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific, live at 5 Houston time. You got any closing words, CJ?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's it.
If she ain't paying you or laying you, she's playing you. And we out.
Can't stand him. Yay!
This camera.
What number was this one?
67? No.
60?
I don't know.